Hey, Football Manager TV, it's me, Editing Jack, and welcome to my crib. So let me introduce you to this crib. Over here, we got a darts board with my least favourite FM YouTuber on, a little tactics board, of course. I'm the editor around here. I don't need no tactics. Charlie Addons this side, and well, this right here is where the magic happens. Sorry, 1 second. Hello. Hey, bud, it's only me. Oh, Jack.
Yeah, obviously we've sold a few players.
Apparently the money's not hit the bank account yet. I'm not sure where it is. I'm not sure if the banks have got it muddled up. I just wonder if you'd seen the money, basically.
I've invested it.
In us, in me. It's going to be worth it. Look, there's only 3 of them going for £1 million, and I've spent it really wisely. We didn't agree to this, bud. Yes,
but I've
reinvested. I thought bigger. I thought, how can we elevate this production? I bought myself a van.
What do you mean you've spent it on a van?
He doesn't seem very happy about it. You have to leave, please.
Are you talking to a TV crew in there?
Are you sabotaging me? You better find me my money, son. You better be able to return me that
$1 million.
He's just hung up on me. I mean, I've spent the last month trying to raise some funds, selling some leftover players, and this is how he repays me. What is he playing at? What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 17 of Park 2 Primera here with Racing Santander. Today, it's a live com doubleheader. It's the middle of November, and we, my friends, we're wheeling, we're dealing, mostly selling. I feel like wheeling and dealing makes it sound like I'm actually buying. No, I'm getting rid of players, and players who just don't want new contracts, and they want contracts that, well, frankly, I can't afford, because despite all our good financial work, obviously we are still over the wage budget. It's presenting some issues. There's a whole host of players with contracts expiring at the end of the year. I've had to start to take some action, and that action is to just sell a load of players. Is that the right decision? Is that the wrong decision? I think ultimately it's better to get some money, given our current predicament, than to just let these players potentially leave on freeze at the end of the year. Of course, our debt is going to be paid off at the end of the year, but as soon as players have 6 months left on their contracts, they can prepare to leave the club on a free, and I don't want to lose players for nothing. So as you can see here, 3 players are departing. Reco has already agreed to go. He's going to be going to Real Sporting. We got him on a free transfer a few years ago. He's only played 2 games for us this year, but despite the fact his contract's up in 6 months, we've managed to get £400,000 for him, which I think is some pretty good money. Elsewhere, Simeone's son is leaving us to return to Argentina. Sadly, a deal that hasn't really worked out, if we're being honest. Of course, he joined us on a free transfer at the start of last year, had a year with the B team, a year where he did really well. Unfortunately, at 20, I just don't think he has the quality needed to play at our current level. He doesn't want to go on loan. He wants to leave at the end of his contract. So as soon as we got a bid that I felt like was just good money, decided to take it. And while the other player leaving may come as a bit of a surprise, Di Vicente, a player who we've had a bit of a love-hate relationship, his contract is currently £1,700 a week for the kind of rest of this year. Unfortunately, when I came to negotiate with him, he wants £4,000 a week. I can't afford to triple his current salary, especially because he's only played 3 games this year. So with that in mind, we started to look at different options who might be interested in buying him. In the end, Lugo have turned up and bid £550,000. I know that is slightly below his value. Ultimately, though, in a little over a month, he could just agree to go on a free at the end of the year. And you know what? We've brought in some of these players on freebies. I don't want to lose them for nothing. I'd much rather try and get some pennies for them. So if all those sales do happen, of course, the Di Vicente, the one that might not go through, depends on if you can negotiate a contract with them, we're going to be netting about £1 million, which obviously is really significant money for us. And I think given the fact that none of those 3 players have been huge first-team players this year, it's pretty smart business. All of them with contracts expiring. I don't want to lose them for nothing. And it's going to solve the financial issues. So come January, we might be in a position to finally make some moves. That would be really, really nice if that was possible. Anyway, since you were last here, we have played 5 games all in the league, 5 big games. It's been a bit of a mixed bunch. We've come back today because we're taking on Labrada. It's definitely not how you say it, but we're taking on Fuenlabrada. They're currently in 3rd. We're currently in 7th. If we win this game, I think we go up to 3rd potentially. If we lose it, there's lots of teams very, very close behind us. But anyway, let's talk about the results that have happened since we were last here. We started things off with a good win against Sporting. We beat them 3-2. We actually took the lead in this game 3-0. Mexico with a quick-fire double inside the first 25 minutes. Just Andy then scored for us in the 81st minute. They got 2 late goals, but we held on. It was squeaky bum time at the end, I will be honest with you. The very next game against Mallorca, it finished 0, nothing to next game. And well, unfortunately, in this next game, that long unbeaten run that we had, it came to a screeching halt. Against Osasuna, good team, capable team. In this match, we took the lead, actually, inside the first 15 minutes. We looked strong. Mexico got us off to a flyer. Unfortunately, from there, they battled back into the game. We did have a late goal ruled out. But yeah, 2-1 that one finished. And well, it got worse in the next game. Again, away from home, another defeat. This time against Lugo. Just Andy scored from the penalty spot. That was the highlight of the game as far as we're concerned. They were very, very clinical. They took their chances. Reece Williams, the only man who put in a performance worth talking about. I'm already looking at him and the fact that, of course, his contract's up at the end of the year with Liverpool, thinking, if I was to get some business done in January, this man on a permanent deal is probably top of my priorities right now. He has been absolutely superb. And one of the last of the games since you were last here, we took on Huesca, and this game had drama. Bicho, he scored a goal. He remembered where the net is, everyone. Round of applause for him. He's not been good this year. He set his standards so high last year. He's letting himself down. He's letting the team down. He's letting me down. They got a goal back, and well, I thought we'd lost this. 4 minutes of added time added on, and with, 15 seconds left of it, Kabir breaking through. And how's that for a finish? Smashes it into the top bins, got us the win. Great little home result here. We deserved it as well. As I said, Mexico came on off the bench. You'll notice in this game, bit of rotation needed in the midfield with both Oreco and Di Vicente leaving. Looking at players like Peterson, thinking, you're going to have to step up, son. We're going to need some good performances by you in the middle. Elsewhere, players like Pablo Martinez are going to need to step up, and as is Ivan. I have been told Guilherme's name is not said Guilherme. I can't remember how it's said. I think we're just calling him Ivan. I think I've decided. He's still learning to play centre-back. I talked about this, obviously, when we introduced him, that I was training him to play at centre-back. Few people going, he's a bit short. Look, he's 17 now. He's a growing lad. I'm hoping he's going to get a little bit better in the jumping reach department. But even if he didn't, I don't think he's the worst player in the area. He's got great heading, great bravery, which is going to allow him to get on headers, even if his jumping reach is lacking. Really, I just want all of his physicals to bolster up a little bit. If he could get a little bit taller, that would also be nice. So looking at the league table as things stand right now, you can see we are in 7th. We are occupying the bottom playoff spot. Today's opening game is actually a game in hand that we have. We're going to be taking on Fuenlabrada, who, well, if they win this game, they could even go top of the league on goal difference. I'm hoping they're not going to beat us by 3 goals, although it could happen. On the flip side, if we get a win here, we climb up to 4th. We'd go above Real Oviedo, who are considered one of our rivals. And going into the second game of today's episode that we're going to do, which is going to be against Cadiz, I'd suddenly start to back ourselves. Fuenlabrada, if we just have a quick look at them, they are overperforming, but they're performing really well. They've got some good players. Alex Muller here is their key man out on the left-hand side. As for the other team we're taking on today, in Cadiz, a team who not that long ago were in La Liga. They were relegated a couple of years ago. Last year they finished 13th in this division. Their pre-season billing was 9th. They're underperforming slightly. I say all of that. They're in 12th. They're 2 points behind us. If we lose both games today, suddenly they're above us and I look like an absolute mug. It's unbelievably close at the top of the table. We've got to take nothing for granted. Hopefully we're going to come out of today feeling very optimistic, very rosy, and, hopefully 6 points better off. So in terms of team selection for today's first game, with the upcoming changes at centre mid with Reco and Di Vicente out, falls on just Andy and Pablo Martinez to take up the torches in the middle. You may have noticed on the contract expiring front that just Andy is one of the players who also has a contract expiring at the end of the year. Unfortunately, there's not enough interest in him. I have tried to negotiate a new contract with him. He's asking for £4,000 a week. He's 32 years old now. His physicals, they're on a little bit of a decline. Ultimately, I think he's going to be a player we lose at the end of the year. Centre mid is quickly becoming a little bit of I want to say a problem area, but we've got Pettersson, obviously. We've got other players coming through. But yeah, it's not ideal. Elsewhere in the team, unfortunately for us, Herrero is out injured at left back. That means that Captain Lopez comes back into the team. And the only other real change of note that you may spot is Kabir starting out on the right-hand side today after his last-minute heroics against Huesca with that kind of 94th minute winner off the bench. He gets the start today. Fran, I'm going to ask you this once. Please score today. I need you to have a good performance from the off. I feel like every game he just comes off the bench and does quite well. If I start him, he doesn't perform. Maybe today's the day, though. I'm going to certainly hope so. We go into this game as the home side. Two teams who, I guess, compared to their pre-season billing, are performing way, way above what was expected of them. I'm going to hope that with a win here, we keep that momentum going. We keep the playoff challenge going. As we've already identified, this is a game in hand. So even if we lose this, we're not going to lose ground on anyone today. Rather, this is a chance for us to catch up. You know, for the last few weeks, I've been looking at the schedule going, oh, we've played a game less than them. Add 3 points onto our total. I feel like that's a dangerous trap to fall into, especially if they're going to shoot like that. That is at the woodwork. And I'm going to shut up talking about the possibility of this being a nice, comfortable win. I don't think it's going to be like that. And while Pablo Garcia is going to whip it towards the back post, Reece Williams wins it to Kante now. Pablo Garcia. And what are we doing in the middle? What was the marking? Where was Lopez? Where was the left back? Where was anyone? They go a goal up, and I have lots of questions. What happened here? There's a man free at the back post through the whole of this. It's headed away by Williams, and then where are you, Lopez? Is that's Pablo Lopez? Has anyone seen Lopez? I don't know where our left back was there. He's gone missing. If you've seen him, please let me know. I mean, he's on the ball now. Playing it forward to Bicho, who he's quite quick. He ain't that quick, unfortunately, for us. Bellman's going to play it forward to Carasso. He threads through Mejica. I think he's onside here. It's a good effort, but well, Bellman makes a relatively comfortable save in the end at the near post. This might sound a bit like a weird sentence. I've had Machedo about a year and a half. It's coming up to about a season and a half now. Still don't know if I rate him or not. I feel like at this point I should have a conclusion over whether or not I'm happy with the goalkeeper. I feel like if he was 30 years old, I'd be looking for the replacement. But given his age, given his potential in the eyes of our staff, I want to keep going with him as, well, Bicho has an effort. It's blocked. Torre's shot's blocked too. How have we not scored yet? 7 minutes left of the half. I thought we were going to be going in a goal down. It could get worse for us yet, but on that occasion, the header goes over. At the break, 1-0. We are not singing in the rain. We are crying in the rain. We have been very good in this game. We've created chances. We just need to start taking them. I'm going to tell the players I believe in them, and that they've got what it takes, I think. Some of them. Some of them haven't. Some of them are going to be coming off in 10 minutes. But we need to try and fight back from behind here. I feel like this has been a familiar position in various episodes so far this year. Often find ourselves in these positions where we're left kind of scraping for a draw, trying to get back into matches. Maybe we can make it happen here as Kabir, when he tries to switch the play. It was very, very disappointing. Only cleared as far away as Lopez, though, and just Andy. His physicals might be failing him. He can still do little flicks and tricks. Ball tried to play forward to Mejica, but it's a very, very, I want to say ambitious effort. I think it was a deluded effort. It was never going to reach its target. And now Molina's bringing it forward for them. Tight ankle. He squares it to Kante. It's not N'Golo, but it is a Golo. It's going to be Kante with the goal for them. And those changes I said were going to be happening in 10 minutes. I think they're going to be happening now. I'll be honest, I thought Molina was going to smash into the side netting. He's done really well to pull it across. I still get caught out when that happens in Football Manager. So in terms of changes, Bicho has had a really poor game out on the wing. So you know what? We'll bring in Hardy out on one wing. Kabir's going to come off as well. And I think we're going to bring in Mbuku. One player who I didn't mention during all the sales stuff, but I've seen his face now, is Cedric. He wants to leave the club. I've told him that if a 700,000 bid is received, we will sell him. I don't think we're going to see that kind of bid. I offered him out for that much. I think the highest counter bid we got was like 200,000. But at 28, on a lot of wages, if the right bid came in, I would sell him. I feel like I've become transfer business obsessed here. We're playing a match. We're 2 goals down and I'm still talking about potential business. I'm all about the business. I'm Mr. Business today. We're going to go more direct, and I'm also going to change off positive to attacking. I know that my face covers it. I promise. We've gone attacking now. Well, it's not actually happened yet. So if they get another, we really are going to have to go on attacking as Müller slots into the bottom corner. And, well, you can see why they're third in the league. They have put us to the sword here. It's not very good, is it? I mean, the attacking change. Go to attacking now, please. I think that was Carrassa at right back. Not contributed as much going forward this year, Carrassa. He had like 15 assists last season. Not close to that this year. Defensively, also some questions to be asked, apparently. There's not much more I can do. We're already playing more attacking. I guess we can go higher tempo and more direct. Less of the work in the ball into the box. I have also got one last sub that we could do. In terms of personnel, I'm going to take off Martinez. I'm going to bring in... Actually, you know what? I'm going to move in Buku into the middle. I'm going to take off Pablo Torre. And I'm going to bring in Jonathan Martinez for some minutes. I think the game's gone. I'm acknowledging that. Let's just give the 17-year-old some game time out on the right-hand side. 3 minutes left. I've shouted demand more. Maybe it can inspire a change, or maybe they're going to get a fourth. Maybe this is going to turn into a real humiliation. We have no reason to expect to have got anything better from this game. I say that. I mean, our XG was significantly better. We had more shots. The work ball into the box didn't seem to work. We didn't really see many of the chances there, but ultimately, our right back was our best performer. That's usually a sign that things haven't gone to plan. So with that result, we have stayed in 7th place despite our goal difference taking a little bit of a hammering. We're going to hop forward. We've got Cadiz in 3 days' time. Fitness might be a little bit of a concern here. No one else had a game when we just played. That doesn't seem very fair. They're in 12th. If they beat us, they go above us. It's big. We need a win. Let's dust ourselves off and try and get one, shall we? As we go into this next game against Cadiz, I'm just weighing up a few different little dilemmas, I suppose. The good news is most of the players recovered pretty well from that last game. I've not really got any concerns over condition. In the end, 3 or 4 days was more than enough time to come back rejuvenated. Unfortunately for us, Mbuku isn't fit for today's game. Kabir didn't even notice him out on the right-hand side last game, so we're going to bring in Hardy for him. Hardy, at 20 years old, has just signed a new contract at the club. Nice long-term deal. As you can see, he's been developing really, really nicely. We're going to have him cutting in on his stronger left foot as an inside forward. He should be really good at this role. He's not been given as many starts as perhaps I should have afforded him. There's been a lot of, obviously, fierce competition in certain areas of the pitch, and attacking mid is definitely one of those areas. I have got some reservations over starting Bicho, but I'm going to give him the nod again. Pablo Torre and Mejica, they're the no-brainers at the moment. They are the 2 players who have really shone so far this year. In the midfield, a little bit of a change-up here. I'm going to go with the regens. It's an all-regen affair. We're going to have Pettersson, the Norwegian centre-mid, playing as a box-to-box midfielder, and he's going to be playing alongside Ivan. Now, Ivan so far, he's had 5 games, 2 of which have been starts. Average rating of 6.53. It's not been great, but with just Andy's contract running out, with just Andy not looking very good last game. Maybe he should just be called Andy again. I don't know if he deserves the nickname. I feel like Ivan's the man to come in, give some first-team opportunities to. I feel like in a weird way, I'm throwing him in at the deep end of a swimming pool and hoping he knows how to swim. We're going to find out very, very soon. At the back, same back 4. Unfortunately, Herrero not fit to slot in at left back. And well, let's see how we do get on in this game. This is kind of big. If we lose this, we could easily drop into the bottom half of the table. And suddenly, that good start that we were enjoying oh so much, I mean, it's kind of all for nothing. I think we need to recalibrate our expectations. Is that? No way. He's not going to send him off for that, surely. That was such a good tackle. What? That's less than ideal. Okay, so I've fiddled around it. We're going to have to watch that back in just a moment, but we've gone a man down. Should probably explain to you what's happening. Reece Williams has been sent off there for a perfectly good tackle. I don't really know what to do now, because we've not really had many men sent off, but I'm going to try and be brave. I'm going to stick with 2 men up top. We're going to play a 4-3-2 that sees Ivan slot in at centre-back, which, to be honest, is the long-term position I think he could be playing for us at centre-back. A bit of a trial run for him. It then means that Pettersson is going to become our defensive mid, who isn't all that defensive. Torre, Pablo, he's going to play at left centre-mid as Mazzala. And Bicho, he's going to go into centre-mid and play as a playmaker. Yeah, we've got a bit of a mountain to climb now. So before the resulting free kick happens, I want to watch this again. So Lozano's bringing the ball forward. He takes it past one. I mean, there's VAR in this league. I know we've not seen it in an episode yet. There is VAR in this league, and that's been given as a red. It's a fix. It's a disgrace. I don't really know what to expect from this game anymore. I want us to try and be optimistic still and try and hold on to the ball a little bit. We can't concede if they don't have the ball, unless it's an own goal. But that's the mantra we're going to go with here. And 35 minutes are gone. The red card is the highlight of the game. There has been one shot all game, and it was actually for us. They are yet to have an effort on goal, so we are at least repelling them from our net, although that could change very, very quickly as Manu has it here to Espino. I realise that Manu is not the name of that man. He's not named after the football club. His name is probably Manu. Be a bit unfair if Manu were playing against us, wouldn't it? As I said all that. Good save, Machedo. It might have hit the woodwork, but I'm going to give him the credit for the save. I couldn't tell. Ivan, big ball forward to Mojica. Knocked down to Hardy. Two prospects, or I was going to say prospects of the Barcelona Academy. They're no longer at the Barcelona Academy. They were both sold. They're both in their early 20s, but both formerly of Barcelona, playing up front together for us. And well, we could have some trouble here as Garcia dinks it goalwards. And remember what I said earlier about, if we don't win either of these games, we could be in trouble. We are in trouble. It's not gone to plan. Oh dear. I mean, what I would say is our three midfielders there were very, very narrow, and that is Ivan's man. Ivan looks great on paper. Whenever I see him in the 3D match engine, I do have questions. Am I being harsh on Ivan? Please let me know. Earlier we said about, we were throwing him in at the deep end today. I think what we've done now is in playing him at centre-back. We've thrown him in at the deep end, and there's some sharks in the deep end. How long can he last? Probably not very long. I mean, I say all of that. There's 20 minutes left for this game? 25 minutes left? They're not having many chances. It only takes one shot, although with 20 minutes left, I do probably have to now look to get a little more attacking. And I'm going to freshen things up in the midfield. We're going to bring in just Andy to play in the middle. Pettersson's going to go to advanced playmaker. And then I'm going to bring in Jonathan Martinez, the youngster. You came in last time in a dead game. This is your time to shine. You are a Mazzala. You could be a Mazzala. He's probably not a Mazzala yet. Don't like his forward tackling. It'll be fine. Martinez, you've been the best player that's come for our intake so far. You've not done anything on the pitch. Maybe today's the day. I want to believe. I want to believe this is a highlight in our favour, but as they have the ball on the far side, there are reasons to doubt that's the case. Lopez gets it away. Martinez nods it on. What a header. It's a shame forwards look kind of not bothered about the ball coming forward. They are committing a lot of men forward, although if they score, I suppose it's the right decision. Mendes, wide. Navarro. Lopez. Lopez keeps going missing. Has anyone seen Lopez? Dimas. Big tackle by just Andy. Martinez gets it forward. Mojica to Kabir. Fresh off the bench. He always scores off the bench. Can he do it here? Cutting in on his left foot. Options in the middle. Please pass, you absolute idiot. Get it forward. Get it up quickly. I say that. We're still set to play it out from the back, although, I mean, just to check. I just want to play out from defence. Don't take long kicks. Distributes. I'm glad the goalkeeper's listening to me. Machedo, oh my. Imagine if they score that. I'm subbing off Machedo. I don't have another sub. We'll just take him off. We'll go down to 9 men. I probably should remember we have been down a man for all of this game. This hasn't been the worst performance in the world, considering we're away from home. But we're holding on in there. I want to believe there's a chance of breaking away, but this is Football Manager. Perea over a corner. Kind of now hoping this is a pointless highlight. Please just don't lead to anything. Just end, or this is a good, no, keep that. For a split second there, I was optimistic. I will admit it. It's not over yet, though. It's not over yet, though. Mojica's on his lonesome. He hits it. Zubas tips it over. The game plan is out the window. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Hit early crosses in transition. Quickly over the top. Now you can kick it long, Machedo. And out of the ball, just press, get stuck in. We're down a man. It doesn't matter if we get another sending off now. I want to shout to man more. I want to try and change something, but it's not going to change anything. 1-0. 1-0. I'm not sure how to feel about that. On the one hand, I don't think it was a red card. I feel like we were robbed. On the other hand, a 1-0 defeat down a man for pretty much the entire game isn't that bad. Maybe I'm kidding myself here. So unfortunately, with that result, we do now drop down to 10th place, and we look very average all of a sudden. In 16 games, 6 wins, 5 draws, 5 losses, 23 points though. It's so close. We are only 5 points ahead of the relegation zone, I've now realised. I've been having a look upwards this whole time. I've been looking up at the promotion spots thinking, oh, we're nearly at them. The reality is now we are 8 points away from Fuenlabrada, who we could have been 1 point behind at the end of today. And on the flip side of things, we're 5 points above the drop. This season could go one of two ways very quickly. But anyway, gang, that is going to wrap things up from me today. Next episode, we will be back in January. There will be transfer business happening, I promise. We may no longer be in debt either. That deserves a party, I feel like, in a weird little way. If you have enjoyed today's video, do drop a like on it. If you've got any comments, thoughts, or anything else with regards to my team, the squad building, the decision to sell a few players, let me know them down in the comments. And well, until next time, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.